Policy and Rights here on Independence Media Radio. I'm your host, Michael Flogs. So, the UN General Assembly is about to kick off. We're going to hear a press conference with the president of the UNGA, Ms. Baerbock, as she is discussing need for reform within the United Nations, and also some of the things that need to ensure that the UN lasts for another 80 years, as the United Nations is 80 years old. It was started at a time at the end of World War II where a lot of destruction happened to our societies, and that a dictator, a tyrant, and a bigoted white supremacist had run rampant over our humanity and tried to perform ethnic cleansing and genocide to a group of people. And with that, the over 80 years, the United Nations has done a lot of work, a lot of humanitarian efforts. And without the United Nations, it is difficult to say what our world would look like without it. The humanitarian efforts that were put forth, that the lives that were saved in different areas, the food that was brought, and the nations gathering together to find solutions to social problems. Ms. Baerbock brings up all these things, and she says that in this, no nation, regardless of size, might, or wealth, can confront the challenges that we all face alone. It takes all of our nations together in order to figure out what is happening in our world and to bring humanity to a better place. So, we're going to hear from Annalena Baerbock as she discusses that and many other things that are happening in our world between Gaza, as she talks about the two-state solution and a need to bring peace to our world, as she talks about needing of dialogue between Russia and Ukraine so that Ukraine can keep its sovereignty and Russia stay on their side of the border. There are a lot of issues that need to be addressed as the United Nations moves forward, and we'll get to Ms. Baerbock's briefing in just a few moments. Along with that, we're going to hear from Elizabeth May as she talks about how Canada needs to ensure the fact that they are going to reach their Paris agreements for climate change. Once again, we're at this point, is Canada lagging behind in their promises that were to clean to a cleaner planet, to a cleaner environment? Is Canada lacking in those areas? And the Green Party, with Elizabeth May in their leadership, questions and tries to inspire Canada to do better as a country environmentally, to make sure that the right projects are promoted and that the right rights are preserved for our planet to be better for us as human beings. So we're going to hear a press conference from Ottawa as Ms. May talks about what Canada is doing and how Canada can do a better job. Along with that, we are going to hear as the federal ministers and MPs, they talk about pushing forward and fast-tracking LNG products in British Columbia. And we heard a couple episodes ago about LNG and Canada and how it can be sold to Asia after it is brought up from the ground. And we're going to hear more about that in time to come. There are going to be some struggles with it, and some of those things will be environmental. But for the most part, the federal government is willing to look at all of these projects and push forward with them, with the backing of some of the First Nations in northern BC. So why don't we get started, and we're going to hear from, of course, from Annalena Baerbock, as she is going to head off the United Nations General Assembly's 80th session.